Oh, Dan, I didn't expect to see you here.
In the kitchen?
Listen, I know it's been a long time, and I know that we're still both a little burned out on all the videos and that. Well, things have been hard lately, but I've been thinking that we should give Boardgasm another try.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Listen, I know that it's been a while since we talked about Boardgasm. I know it's been difficult, since we stopped making the videos and we both got caught up in work and we just didn't have as much time as we used to, and then we just started to fade away, to disconnect. And I'm just as much to blame as you are.
I've been hurt. I've been hurt by so many other board game reviewers.
I know. You've been hurt before. But if we try again, things could be different this time. We could start new. We could start fresh. We could use better lighting, better sound equipment, better cameras. You and I could review anything that we wanted to. We wouldn't be limited by anything anymore. Just two guys and board games.
Are you sure? How can you be sure this time? How can you be sure I won't be hurt again?
I know that it's difficult to pick up again. I know that these things are hard, but I will not let you quit Boardgasm. I won't let you quit. We need this. We need this company. We need these games. They're as much of a part of our fabric as anything I've ever known. And I won't just allow you to walk out the kitchen.
Okay. I'll trust you on this one, Jerry. Let's do it.
We can do it. You and I, we can build this together.
Are you sure?
I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
Boardgasm!
It's really happening.
It's gonna happen!
Boardgasm! Boardgasm! Boardgasm!
Montego Bay is a strategy game for 2 to 4 players. I will give Queen Game this. They went all out on the components for this, because you could have done this with much less, but admittingly, it's really nice how much they give you. The board is big size, and it actually is double-sided, along with the ships that come with the game, and you actually use a certain size depending on the amount of people you have. At the start of the game, everyone's going to take a color, and they're going to get one big guy and one little guy, dock workers, and 2 sets of cards, and then barrels, which will be used to load onto ships. On your turn, you're actually going to take both sets of cards and choose one, lay them face down in front of you. Once everyone's chosen, you flip them over, and depending on where the turn order is on this track, those will be the ones that move first, and this will actually change with each round. Whoever is first, that card that they played, they're going to move their piece that many spaces, and so on and so forth. If a piece lands on a spot that someone else is on, they're either going to send that piece moving across the board, or if there's already someone there, that piece is actually going to move back to the next spot. Pieces are always going to move clockwise around the board. Your goal of the game is to actually get your pieces to line up to these cabins that are in the center of the board, and these are not stationary. They're shuffled and set at the start of the game, so that's actually going to be different every time as well. And there is one room on each side, corresponding to each side of the board. Some have barrels in them, some have broken barrels, and some actually have these little silver coins. If your piece lands on one that has barrels, you're actually going to take some of your little color-coded barrels and you're going to place them on these ships that will arrive in the harbor. The ships are also shuffled and are randomly dealt out, so that's different for each game as well. On each ship is 3 numbers, or if you're playing with less players, 2 on the other sides, but you only use those depending on the number of players. And each number corresponds to a point amount. When that ship leaves, whoever has the most barrels is going to get the biggest number. And when you get points, you just move yourself up on the score track that's on the beach here. Whoever has the second most amount of barrels is going to the second highest number. Least amount of barrels is going to get the lowest number. When a ship is filled, it leaves immediately and people score, and that can even be like in the middle of your turn if that happens. And then a new ship is actually brought out. These ones move down, and you can see the docks are numbered here, so you always know what order they're going to come in. Or at the end of a round, if everyone's gone, the ship in Bay 1, even if it's not full, is going to leave as well. So the game does have a built-in time limit. Subsequent turns, you just kind of repeat that. But there is the possibility that you could hire someone called Lazy Jack, who just kind of stays here on the beach up until he's actually ready to not be lazy anymore via means of money. Whoever has the least amount of points, if you have 3 coins, which you gain by having one of your people be on a room that has a coin. So in addition to getting barrels, you can also get coins, or sometimes it'll be just a coin in that room. It depends on each one. But whoever has the least amount of points, you actually can pay 3 coins, and you'll be the only one to use him that round. If you pass, it would go on to the person who has the next amount of points. If nobody hires him, then he just lollygags on the beach, being Lazy Jack, because that's what Lazy Jack does, unless you pay him. When all the pieces have been moved, this little figure here that actually has its own little spot on the board, has a little bench for standing on, which I think is kind of a nice touch. The tally man, he will actually move down the line of barrels, always backwards than the players move, and one by one will load, allow you to load barrels up onto the ship. Really, it's just, you know, something that helps you keep track of whose turn it is to load barrels, but it's a nice touch. It is possible to actually lose barrels, though, because there are some rooms that have broken barrels on them. And if one of your figures winds up there, when the tallyman gets to that particular room, if you can, you actually have to remove barrels. So the choice, you could be faced with like a difficult decision, like during like the first half of a round, because even though it's the same round, I mean, you may be able to load barrels, but then bear in mind that when the tallyman comes around to this room that has broken barrels that you're currently occupying, you may have to take them right off. So it could be strategic not to actually go for the one with the highest points, because you know, oh, well, I'm just going to lose those eventually. So you may try to just get a ship to leave immediately if you possibly can, and then you'll rack up some points. You can also get a single point just by being the one that puts a barrel onto a ship and makes it leave. So you may look at a ship and be like, well, I get nothing out of this, but I could get 1 point, and that can be a game breaker in this one. Sometimes it can be very close. We've had games won by 2 or 3 points. Doesn't always happen, but you never know. At the end of each round, you will actually take the token that is in that went last and put it in first, so this will keep shuffling. Also, at the start of the game, you separated the ships into 2 piles. As soon as that first pile is gone, and you start the second pile, you'll actually take all the turn order tokens, shuffle them up again, and then randomly deal them out one by one. And so the turn order will change every round. Once all the ships have entered into the harbors, you're going to get one last round, and at the end of that round, whoever has the most points is the winner.
Yay. Hello and welcome to Montego Bay. Today we explore the beautiful island of Jamaica. No, not really. The entire game takes place on a dock on a beach. Although it does look rather relaxing, and I'll have to say the artwork depicts a very beautiful Jamaica. The water looks fresh and swimmable. The beach is filled with seagulls and plants, and there's people creating barrels everywhere for your convenience. Montego Bay has some interesting artwork. It is a Queen's game, which means it has some decent components. All in all, together, it's pretty solid in terms of components, actually. All of our figures here are made of wood, which is nice. It's a big perk. Our little tokens are obviously made of wood, but still, they bothered to include it. Artwork on cards, artwork in general, is done in kind of a campy, almost island vibe is what they're trying to capture here with the island style artwork. But it does a really good job. Especially the board is illustrated quite well. The artwork on the we can get kind of an idea of the entire game by the artwork based right here. Okay. Overall, as I'm trying to take everything into account because there is just a lot of stuff. We've got these tiny little, these broken barrels and these symbols right here, the little money, the little tokens. We've got ships over here. We've got a score track up here. Just a lot of tiny little components, which overall forms a picture of a pretty solid game. Gameplay incorporates all of these things, so you're constantly handling them back and forth. So it's rather a clever use of components. There's not a lot of things just lying around here. There's a lot of things that you'll be constantly shuffling back and forth. From the pieces, to the barrels, to the money, to the cards, to the ships, to the score track, it all goes back. So as a result, everything is quite quality and can stand up to that. I have to give credit where credit's due. This is a finely built game, and they went the extra mile with some of the wooden pieces, which really gives you the impression that you're playing something that's well built. Even these are thicker than they need to be. These could be just cards, but they made them out of a thicker cardboard, which adds to the experience of the game. So overall, artwork really great. Whoever designed this game, and I'm not quite sure. I know it's Queen Games, but I don't know who specifically designed this game. Did an excellent job with the artwork. They managed to build it on fine, fantastic components, and the overall experience is rather good. So, component-wise, this game is excellent. And rock on, Montego Bay. Dale mi banana.
Montego Bay.
Montego, man, it's the place to be. Sitting down, sipping rum beneath a tree. 5 cute women sitting next to me. Baby, I love the way you sing that lead. Yeah, sing it, girl. Importing that ass across the world. I'm taking a nap while I'm spitting my smack and letting the donkey roll the barrels back. It ain't all sitting with them sexy things. You gotta get up, you gotta make that thing international. I'm in a world, Leo, from the Martian girls to them Danish kings. Everybody climbing things, selling gold just to get a drink of my stuff, my rum, the best damn one you've ever seen.
Montego Bay.
Come, Mr. Tallyman.
Tally me bananas.
Fun.
That's not racist, is it?
I don't think it is. I mean, it's an actual song.
It is a song.
I've never heard anyone be like, you can't sing that.
It's what Jamaican people say, right?
If it is racist, and we're going to find out.
Yeah, I've never been to Jamaica.
Fun fact, I did not actually know what a tallyman was before this board game.
I still don't know.
You
When did you learn this? When was Montego Bay educating you in the ways of the tallyman?
Well, the little guy that moves around on it. You know, when the tallyman moves around the table, I was like, funny, he sounds just like that guy in the song. And one of our buddies was like, that's because he is the guy in the song. He's tallying your bananas. imagine the crates are filled with bananas. And I was like, huh. I feel kind of like an idiot not having put that together.
So are you trying to tell me that the tally man of famous song legend is the economist of Jamaican shipping and receiving?
I don't know if I'd say he's the economist. He's from what if this board game is accurate, which I believe it is, then he's the one who would walk around the shipyards and go, okay, you have this much, and tally.
Yeah. So you're telling me that they synthesized what we in America call a data shipping and receiving processor, and they call it
it's hard to make a song about that.
Oh, wow.
I'm Mr. Data Shipping
and Receiving Specialist. Makes roughly $48,000 a year. All right, well, what do you think?
Yeah, we're going off subject real quick as we do though. Montego Bay, I do enjoy Montego Bay quite a bit. Admittingly, this was actually one of our Gen Con finds, and I got it at one of the booths, and it was $10, and I was like, $10? Well, it's Queen Games. I mean, in worst case, it's going to have great components, but not be that good of a game. Or in the best case, it'll have great components and be a good game. And the first time we popped it open, I was thoroughly shocked, and I am to this day, and I've put quite a few plays of it under my belt. Montego Bay is just such a cute little game. It's weird that it is like it's in such a big box, and it can take up a lot of space, when fully set up. But the gameplay is pretty simple, just move try and predict what your opponents are doing, move your pieces, and just, hope that somehow you predicted correctly, or that somehow your opponents screw up. Well, really, you're always hoping that. And just with the way the ships move, I don't know, it's a very well designed game, I think. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I haven't had one game yet where I'm like, this is stupid. But I don't know, I really enjoy it for what it is, and I give it a lot of props for that. To me, it's one of those little hidden gems that I've inadvertently discovered, because I haven't met anybody else yet who's like, oh yeah, Montego Bay. Love that game. Like, most people are like, I don't even know what that game is. So, I give it an 8 out of 10.
Montego Bay. Me be thinking Montego Bay is alright, man. Is that alright?
That's alright, yeah.
I guess I have this is a stupid game moment every time I play Montego Bay. It's not because it's a bad game. It's a well-designed mechanically game. That wasn't a fun sentence, but it is well designed mechanically. I definitely think that the components are obviously good quality.
It's a Queen game.
Yeah, the components are good quality. Everything is decent about that. The board is rather hilarious at times, but I do have a "this is stupid" moment where I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I transporting banana crates? So the times that Dan has forced me to play. No, Montego Bay is all right. Mechanically, since it's such a sound mechanical game, I do give it its credit where it's credit due, and I'll give it a 7 out of 10, which is all right for me. That's just okay for me.
Yeah, for a game like this, which admittingly you don't love the theme that much.
That's
pretty good for you.
I'm not interested in tallying bananas. I'm not.
Go, Mr. Tallyman.
I don't want
I will not be tallying bananas.
Your bananas. So I give it a 7. You give it an 8, 7.5 out of 10. Not bad. Not bad for this little entry that from Michael Feldcotter. And it's got that's the name of the creator.
Yeah.
But he's got a little double accent symbol over the O, so I wonder if it's supposed to be Coulter.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
You're weird.
Actually, no. Even if I look, I'd have to find somebody pronouncing his name. And we're sorry, Michael Feldcotter. We enjoy your game, but if we're mispronouncing your name, we're sorry. There's nothing really we can do about it. At least not at this point in time.
Well, we're Boardgasm. It's good to be back.
It
It's
is.
good to be back. Let's do this more often.
We should.
We should really.
Like right now.
Yeah. Let's do more.
All right, let's do it.
All right. I wouldn't mind being trapped with a tiger in this boat for several weeks.